Mentioning Kidman, Nicole Kidman's father, Anthony, was a doctor who died 5 years ago after fleeing Australia when he was accused of the sexual abuse and murder of children in an elite Sydney paedophile ring. Is he dead? Now, a month prior, Fiona Barnett had filed a complaint with the Australian New South Wales Police and Child Abuse Royal Commission, alleging Kidman's sexual and physical assaults on her throughout her childhood. Now, when the Commission opened an investigation, the clinical psychologist suddenly decided to leave his 43 years with Sydney University of Technology and Royal North Shore Hospital to stay in Singapore until he died. Now, the Kidman family has refused to comment, and Singapore police opened an investigation on what they termed as an unnatural death. Now, recently Barnett released her own theory about Kidman's death, and the main perpetrator of her child sexual abuse, Anthony Kidman, is dead after I filed formal complaints accusing him of rape, torture and the murder of children in an exclusive Sydney paedophile ring. Now, as a child victim of mind control, I feel I have been sacrificed for failing to adequately program me. Now, Kidman was responsible for ensuring that I never disclosed the paedophile ring activities that I witnessed as a child, but he failed, and news of Kidman's death impacted her and someone who has undergone fairly intensive treatment. She mentioned that there are many other victims of Kidman's crimes out there who are perhaps not as far along the healing path as she is, and she anticipates that news of Kidman's death may have serious impact on these victims. And as it appears to be the case, the perpetrator's death can often trigger suicidal intentions to the victims. Now, she made complaints to the Australian Child Abuse Royal Commission, which detailed 2 incidents in which Kidman subjected her to horrific physical and sexual assault. But there are even more serious crimes against children that she witnessed Kidman commit as a member of the Sydney paedophile ring. Now, those complaints went to the International Common Law Court of Justice in Brussels, and Barnett spoke out on the day of Kidman's death back in 2014, known as White Balloon Day, which was an event aimed at raising awareness for Australian children affected by the sexual assault. No surprise he went that day then. All staged, you see, for maximum impact. So she stated, "My contribution to White Balloon Day 2014 is to urge my fellow victims of crime to fight the filth that this monster deposited in our minds, and if they can muster the strength to join in her effort to give voice to victims who are no longer with us." Now, the ICLCJ court has been looking into Barnett's allegations against Kidman in relation to their investigation of the global elite Ninth Circle satanic child sacrifice cult. And over 60 eyewitnesses such as Barnett have testified of the Ninth Circle child sacrifice and pedophile activities that have spanned the globe, including criminal activities against children in the Americas, Holland, the UK and Commonwealth countries such as Australia and New Zealand. Now, the Ninth Circle have also said to have well organised and secretive human hunting parties that include paedophilia. I am aware of this. And what takes place, which is why this story and the last about land ownership is kind of linked together. is privately owned forest groves on these family estates were believed used in America, Canada, France and Holland. Now, children and teens were obtained by the criminal drug syndicate Octopus, which was believed to be connected to the Vatican. No surprise there. And the kidnapped children and teens, this will be uncomfortable, I will warn you. The kidnapped children and teens were said to be stripped naked, raped, hunted down and killed. Since the tender age of 3, Barnett had been trapped inside Australia's vast paedophile network, where children were sex trafficked, hunted down for sport and murdered. In the late afternoon of October 1975, she was taken on her 6th birthday party in the Kiama rainforest, Barnett said, and her cordial, which is like a fruit juice for Americans, was spiked with drugs and she fell asleep. When she awoke, it was dark and she was lying naked, faced up, spread-eagled on a picnic table with hands and legs tied. Perpetrators took turns sneaking up on me. A large group of men arrived in pickup trucks. They were carrying rifles, and I had a pack of starving Doberman dogs with them. I was told that the group of naked children huddled nearby were my responsibility. I was to run and hide them. Every child I failed to hide would be killed and fed to the dogs. They painted something on her back and chest and then released us. In other words, probably a tracker for the dogs. So it didn't matter how well she hid. Those children were going to die anyway. I pushed the children up over the first steep hill, and I was about to hit the 2nd or 3rd hill when the hunting party reached us. Shots were fired and children began dropping all around me. With all hope lost of saving the other children, I took off and ran for my life. The Dutch therapist Toos Nijenhuis testified at the ICLCJ court that as a child, and like Barnett, she was badly abused and forced to witness child murders that involved global elites, claimed childhood torture at Barnett's same Australian Holsworthy army base, and also, like Barnett, was a victim of human hunting parties. Nijenhuis perpetrators include the former Pope Joseph Ratzinger, Dutch Catholic Cardinal Alfrink, and Bilderberger founder Prince Bernhard. Nijenhuis also explained to the International Tribunal into Crimes of Church and State Secretary Kevin Annett her witness to child sacrifices as late as 2010. This is why everyone needs to have a voice. All need to speak up. This heinous level of criminality has to stop. And it stops with all of us by opening your mouth. Can't hide, I don't like that information, I can't deal with that. Tough. Deal with it and speak out.